Hey everybody, Cove Finds here. I'm back with another video for you guys today, and it's something a little different for you guys than what I usually do. But I went to my silver dealer and bought some silver. Everyone was buying it 2 months ago, or a few months ago at least, at $120 an ounce, and now it's dipped to $67 as of when I purchased this. I did pay a little bit more than $67 an ounce when I did purchase this. It's kind of a mix of bullion and also 90% silver, which is considered basically kind of bullion at this point, or it's kind of treated that way in a lot of these shops that I go to. So I went to my local dealer that I like to buy silver from here and there, and I did pick up a little bit of silver. Nothing crazy, but I wanted to explain my rationale for why I bought it and kind of what's going on with the silver markets right now. So I just wanted to show you guys what I got and my reasoning for it. And just for a little bit of reference, like I said, I actually do have a pretty decent silver collection from what I find in coin rolls, but I have been collecting actual silver bullion for quite some time. But today, I'm going against the grain a little bit, showing you exactly what I added to my stack. So let's get into it. So guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to see what $70 an ounce actually gets you in this current market. And I'll be honest, spot was sitting at about $67 when I went and purchased this, but I was more than happy to pay $70 for these. Not necessarily for the specific pieces, but in general, the value of $70 an ounce for silver right now and kind of where the numbers have been lately is really the main reason. So we'll start with the bullion first. So for the actual bullion that I purchased first off this APMEX bar right here. This is a 1 troy ounce 0.999 fine silver APMEX bar. You can see right here it says American Precious Metals Exchange there, 1 troy ounce. And I actually did not have any of these in my collection, but I did notice that he had one of these sitting in his junk silver pile. It's not really in the best shape or anything, but all that matters with something like this is the melt value. And one of the big reasons why I purchased something like this was, these are kind of your bread and butter. If you're just into silver stacking in general, silver bars, APMEX bars, Morgan style silver rounds, or any silver rounds in general are kind of your bread and butter. Even with a $3 premium, $67 was one of the lowest points that silver's been at in quite some time in the last 6 months. Obviously, it went up a lot after around October, November, and since then it's been pretty high up, above $70 regardless. When I saw it hit $67 and I knew I could get around $70 an ounce, it felt like a good entry point, just considering that silver's been very high lately. So one of the reasons I picked these up was for that reason. A lot of analysts are kind of saying that, silver's going to rebound at the end of this year around $81 an ounce if things go as expected. Now, as you should know, in the market like silver, nothing ever really goes as expected. You're always taking a risk when you buy something like this. But something that's really cool about these is that silver always retains at least some of its value, and it's been quite high for some time. I don't expect it's going to go down anytime soon at all, really. But you can see this is the Morgan one that I picked up here. It's just a basic silver round that I picked up from my dealer, United States of America. It's got 1 troy ounce. It's just like the Morgan dollar, silver dollar design, 0.999 fine silver. And like I said, I paid about $70 an ounce for these. So these total out to about $140 together. And the rest of what I picked up was actual 90% silver coins. And some of them I did not have in my collection. So we'll get into it. So taking a look at the actual 90% silver coins that I bought 4 of these Washington silver quarters here. Now the mint mark and the date doesn't really matter too much on these. Really the reason I bought these is because they're a nice size. If currency ever goes away, like the US dollar, a lot of people are scared that the US dollar is going to inflate in value to the point where, it's just too expensive to do a lot of things, which we already see a little bit. Silver quarters are a nice size thing to have. It's actually $12.65 in silver value if silver price is at $70 an ounce. It's kind of like a fractional silver piece. It's a nice size to trade for groceries or gas and things like that. And it's much easier to move little coins like this than like a 10-ounce bar if you ever did need to sell it. But it's just a nice size coin to have, and that's the reason I got a couple of those to kind of even out my order of these silver coins. And then these I actually did not have in my collection. It's a fairly common commemorative coin. It's a 1952 Philadelphia George Washington Carver half dollars. And the reason I got these is because it's a commemorative coin. It's a really cool one. You can see it's got the United States in the back here, USA, freedom and opportunity for all, Americanism here. It's just a very interesting design for a half dollar. And I did not have any of these in my collection. This is a new one for me, and I got 2 of them here. This one's got a little bit of a different luster right here. The silver is about $25 in melt value today. Actually, even more than that, I believe. I haven't checked on the 90% half dollars, but I didn't buy these necessarily just for the silver. I bought them because I didn't have any in my collection. I also bought them because it's technically a slightly rarer coin than just like your average 1964 half dollar. And to be able to get these for spot was nice to see, regardless of them being a fairly common commemorative half dollar. The mintage on these was over 2 million of them, about 2,006,292 of them to be precise. But just for reference, if you ever see commemorative coins like this and they're in decent enough shape and you can get them for spot, it's always a good opportunity to add to your collection. Something else that I mentioned about silver as well, and why I bought these coins in particular, this is close to about $250 in silver here. When you actually put it all together, I paid about $245 for all that you see here. So roughly around that number that I quoted earlier, but you know, silver just came down from $121 in January. That was only 3 months ago. I think $70 after it hit down to $67 for a day is what it was. Now it's back up to about $73, but even at a small premium, you're still paying 40% less than what it was. And I really don't think that the market's going to continue going down with silver with what they're using silver for. There's a massive shortage of it. A lot of the mines that were operating and making silver in the United States and mining it were not in operation because silver was just such a low cost during COVID. I mean, sometimes it was $17 an ounce even. You know, it was very low at one point. So it's one of those things that, you know, I think it's going to continue to go up. That's why I bought some myself, and I figured, you know, I'd give you guys some type of a different video to kind of see my logic and why I bought some silver. I do also buy silver instead of just looking through rolls like I've shown you guys in a lot of my other videos. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of in-depth view of how I purchase silver. And one of my favorite things about silver, I didn't even mention, that beautiful sound. That beautiful sound of silver, guys. Like I mentioned before, you know, silver quarters give you a little bit of fractional security, which is nice to see. But, you know, those bars give you the weight in silver, and the bullion is nice to have. It's 0.999 fine silver is always incredible silver to have. Although the dealers aren't necessarily buying it right now, it's always great to be able to stack something like that. So it's great to see. I'm glad that I was able to make something like this for you guys if you guys were interested. If you enjoyed this deep dive into my silver, hit that like button. Helps the channel really we're trying to reach out to more stackers and coin collectors, and I'm trying to build a community here with a lot of people that are interested in the same things that I am. So hope you enjoyed. We're at about 1,100 subscribers right now. We're building towards that 2,000 number, hoping to get there at some point, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. So thanks for watching, guys. Check out some of my other videos. I'll have playlists on my YouTube channel of all the coin roll hunting finds and amazing things that we get on the Cove Finds channel. This is my coin roll hunting mat that I use to go through coins. So when I'm looking through nickels or dimes, I'm looking for silver and buffaloes and all kinds of stuff. Same thing with half dollars. We just had a really successful half dollar hunt recently. If you haven't seen that, definitely tune in for that and see how much silver we added to the collection. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed.